A group of bullies from Hyosan High School led by Sun Myung-hwan attacked fellow student Lee Jin-soo on a rooftop. Jin-soo begins growling and suddenly attacks his tormentors. The bullies win the fight, throw him off the roof, and leave him for dead. Jin-soo is taken to the hospital where his father Lee Byung-chan visits him. Jin-soo bites his father, but Lee beats him unconscious with a hospital Bible and sneaks him out in a wheeled suitcase. As he does, the body starts to move again. Lee is a science teacher at Hyosan High School. After the class, Kim finds an infected mouse, which bites her on the finger. Lee ties her and injects something into Kim to calm down from her previous aggressive state. Later in the morning, Kim escapes the lab and runs into the classroom. Sun enlists several of the other students to help take her to the nurse's office, where Kim bites the nurse. Lee is arrested by the police while the infected nurse bites a couple of students. The zombies get to their feet and dozens of students and cafeteria staff are bitten in the ensuing chaos. Some of the students, On-jo, Chung-san, Yoon-sak, Lee Soo-hyuk, and Namra took refuge in the classroom. Police investigate Lee and ask him why he kept imprisoned Kim. Lee tells them that she's bitten by the infected mouse and it's important to keep her in quarantine. He describes the process of creating the zombie virus, which he named the Jonas virus. His son instead entered an aggressive, feral state and bit his mother, passing the virus on to her. Kim arrives at the hospital, completes her zombie transformation and bites the doctors before escaping into the hospital. In class 2 to 5, the group reports to the police but they dismiss their call. On-jo then calls the fire brigade to make a false fire report of a fire in their classroom. Gym teacher Kang Jin-gu joined the students in the classroom but he was bitten. He attacks the students, forcing them to run outside again. In the chaos, Soo-hyuk is separated from the group while the remaining group hides in the science lab. Sun-hwa sends an emergency message out to the school, telling all students and teachers to get to safety and call emergency services if they can. In the science lab, On-jo realizes that her best friend was bitten during the hallway struggle. Isak transforms and tries to attack the others, but is thrown out of a window by Chung-san. A while later, the students retrieve the hose and tie footholds into it, climbing down where they meet Sun-hwa. Soo-hyuk narrowly escapes a group of zombies and manages to climb onto the outside window ledge. After sending On-jo down, Chung-san pushed down by several zombies as the class watches in horror. At the police station, Lee Byung-chan tells the detective that he created the virus to protect his son, and that everyone is now going to die. Soo-hyuk jumps across to join Chung-san on the fire hose, and the two climb down to the broadcast room together. A level 3 disaster is announced, and So-ju is ordered to report to temporary headquarters to help evacuate the city. Na-yeon sees Kyung-soo's scratch and bloody nose and accuses him of being infected. Na-yeon hates Kyung because he's poor and studying on welfare. Kyung-soo is not a zombie. Kyung-soo is still not a zombie. Outside, the riot police line up at the Hyosan intersection to try and stop the virus from getting further into the city. Later, Na-yeon goes to see Kyung and rubs a handkerchief soaked in zombie blood over his hand. Soon Kyung-soo turns into a zombie. Before he can attack anybody, Chung-san lures him to the window by whistling and throws him out. In the government office, Park Yoon-hee asks how long it will take for them to be evacuated. So-ju tells her that VIPs are a lower priority than vulnerable citizens. Choi Namra announces that she watched Na-yeon soak her handkerchief in zombie blood, then rub it into Kyung-soo's cuts, effectively murdering him. After realizing her mistake, Na-yeon runs out of the class saying nobody likes her. Sun-hwa tells the other students to stay alive and runs out to save Na-yeon. In need of a cell phone, two students take a risky journey to the teacher's office. Lee Byung-chan passes on critical information to Detective Song-jaek. Martial law is imposed on the city. When Chung-san is separated from the rest of the group, On-jo leads a mission to use a drone to locate him. The group clears a path to Chung-san using sound to draw away zombies, but a new type of threat surfaces. Nam So-ju breaks out of the quarantine camp. To make it out of the music room and onto the roof, the students put into action their most perilous plan yet. Elsewhere, Jake comes across a setback. Jake and his crew run into a student from the school. Na-yeon works up the courage to face her peers. The group shares confessions around a fire. A disturbance at the camp shifts the military's understanding of the virus. A thunderstorm provides cover as the group agrees to keep on moving. Chung-san cries out for his mother as she tries to attack him. The noise attracts the nearby zombies and the rooftop survivors flee the car park, though Lee Soo-hyuk and Nam On-jo have to drag Chung-san away. The archery group also attempt to escape the school, lured by the rooftop survivors, and decide to make a run for it. Namra detects zombies inside the auditorium and tells the group to leave, but it is too late. Lightning illuminates their position and the zombified gym team attack. The military commanders watch a clip from Lee Byung-chan's research logs in which he claims that the only way to defeat the virus is by utterly destroying everyone infected with it. The students find a chocolate bar in the store cupboard and share it among themselves before they make their escape. They use hockey pads and tape as armor. The students run out into the auditorium, using the sports cages to form a circle around themselves as they push towards the exit, but the mass of zombies pressing in from outside slows them to a stop. Jun Young gets bitten as he helps Mijin. Knowing he is about to turn, he climbs out over the barricade to pull zombies off the cages and help the group get closer to the exit. Back at the camp, the data shows that the zombies are spreading beyond the city as there are no surviving humans left to eat in Hyozen. Seonmu visits Min Yoonji in her cell. Yoonji writes on the glass that she is hungry before screaming and hammering on the window. Seonmu watches her for a while, then gives the order to bomb Hyozen. Soju fights his way through the school construction site as the survivors in the auditorium push the barricade towards the exit. Onju attempts to break down the door, and is stunned when it opens and she sees Soju on the other side. Soju hugs Nam On-jo, then Chung San, before telling the students to go through the tennis courts and construction site to reach the mountain. When they reach the tennis courts, Soju uses flares to lure the zombies away from the students and give them room to escape. Soju, who has been bitten, pushes him out into the forest and locks himself to the gate to keep it shut. The students flee into the forest, though Onju continues to look back as her father is devoured. On reaching the construction site, Onjo breaks down and Chung San pulls her into a hug. At the quarantine base, the military has begun experimenting with using different sound frequencies to lure zombies in. They decide to use drones to lure zombies into heavily infested target areas before bombing them. Namra begins to experience more severe half-B symptoms again, and a voice in her head tells her to eat Soo-hyuk. Instead, she bites down on her own wrist. Drones are released over the area, and the hordes begin to congregate as directed, enraged by the sound. Nam arrives and holds Chung San over the edge of the scaffolding and bites his arm. Chung San gives Onjo his school patch and promises to hold on to hers. He then kisses and hugs her before going into the building to lure the zombies into falling down an empty elevator shaft. Nam and Chung Sun fights and Nam takes his eye. The students escape the school and the army drops bomb on the zones. Seonmu arrives in his office, thinking that he destroyed the whole city instead of protecting it, and kills himself. Hyozen High School has been reduced to a burning wreck. The bodies buried in ash and Nam On-jo's school patch can be seen in the wreckage. After the bombing of Hyozen, the streets are quiet and empty. Ash falls like snow. The surviving students spend the night in the forest. In the morning, Nam On-jo returns to the construction site with Choi Namra and Lee Soo-hyuk, hoping to find Chung San alive. On-jo calls out to him, berating him for leaving her behind, but they are unable to find anyone, living or dead. Namra says she can't smell anyone nearby, and that they should say goodbye to Chung San. She hugs On-jo as the other girl starts to cry. The army begins to go through Hyozen, clearing out any remaining zombies and marking cleared areas as safe zones. The scene cuts to Lee Byung-chan's wife and son. Contrary to his last video, but was unable to go through with burning their zombified bodies after dousing them both with gasoline. The students reach a city that seems to be abandoned, but Namra senses a horde of zombies heading their way. The students are taken into quarantine, but refuse to give witness statements to help the military. 4 months later, martial law was lifted, but the Hyozen survivors are still in quarantine pending a definitive virus test. On-jo sneaks out of the camp and pots a small campfire in the wreckage of the school. She tells Soo-hyuk about it, thinking that might be Namra. They visits and find her in the wreck with no visible zombie symptoms. On-jo offers to take her back to the camp with them, but Namra says she still has things to do. Namra says she can hear the other half-Bs. She says goodbye to her friends and leaps off the side of the roof to go and find the others. The surviving students stare after her into the night. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing videos.